Hello people of YouTube, it is Monday the 2nd of July, 5:35 in the evening. I am having dinner, which is very good, and I am watching Learn French with Vincent. Unit 5, 6, 7. Vincent is talking about, let me peek, le conditionnel présent, which I am not quite sure what it is yet. If I say je parlerai, what does that mean? Does that mean I would talk? I am not entirely sure what this form is. I have something interesting to share, and that is that before this weekend, a company reached out to me called Flash Academy, who most of you probably know at this point. I think they did a collaboration a while ago with Polyglot Progress, which is the channel that I know most of you guys came from. They are a language learning app, and the only thing that they really did is give me premium access to their app for a little bit to have me test it out. They did not ask me to talk about it in a video. They did not give me any guidelines. I can slack them off however much I want. They the only interaction I had with them really was, "You're a language YouTuber, would you like to try our app?" And I said yes, obviously, because it's another way of learning that I can try out. If you don't know the app yet, what you can compare it to is if Duolingo had a little brother with severe ADHD. He's very smart, but he's completely unfocused, very hyperactive, and wants to do everything at the same time. That's kind of what this app feels like, both in experience as like physically. And what I mean by that is that it runs a bit shit. That might just be my phone, but I've been using it for the past 45 minutes and my phone is hot, which is not a good thing. I don't know if that's specific to my phone. My phone is quite old. It's like 3 years old at this point. So might be my phone, but that's something to keep in mind. And the animations and that sort of thing run a bit slow. However, the actual exercises on it are very, very good. And what I really like about it is that it just sort of throws you into the deep end and lets you swim around. Even in the most basic of courses where you just get introduced to first words, you get full sentences with words you haven't had yet, and you just are there to, like, figure them out. And it works very well for me because you get exposed so much more than in Duolingo with Flash Academy, which I think is very good. However, with Duolingo you can do a lot more of that sort of sometimes necessary grinding, if you will. It's much more focused and much more specific. So it's much easier to set goals and reach those goals, whereas this is just grab it for 5 minutes, do it for 5 minutes, and then you're done for a little bit. But yeah, it works. It is fun. It is much less focused than Duolingo, which can be both an upside and a downside. And it exposes you to the language a lot more. There's also a metric ton of audio recordings and that sort of thing for you to listen to. So I'm a fan, which is good, I guess. One last thing I want to say about it is that it has a very interesting feature that is object recognition and sort of translation, like live translation. So you take a photo of a thing and it analyzes that photo and what object is in that photo, and it translates it on the go. And I've been very impressed with that. Out of the whole app, that is probably the thing I've been most impressed with, because it works surprisingly well. Like, it recognized a PlayStation 3 controller as a PlayStation 3 controller, not just a generic controller. It recognized my camera as a Canon EOS 600D and not just as generic camera. Now, of course, it was written on the camera itself, so it could make a very educated guess, but for computer sort of analyzing, I think that's pretty impressive. What I was very impressed with is that it recognized my my Zoom recorder as being a Zoom specifically audio recorder and not just generic audio recorder, because it's quite a specific niche sort of YouTuber product. Basil, it didn't quite know that it was basil specifically. It just said it was a plant a green-leafed plant, which I found a bit funny, and then my shoulder rake, which is even more niche than my audio recorder, it analyzed as red, black, and gray tool or something like that, which killed me a little bit. I found that quite funny. That was a bit of a ramble about Flash Academy. I like it. They did not, once again, ask me to say any of this stuff, but I'm gonna keep using it for a little bit because it's helping me with my French, and that's what we're here for. It is still Wednesday the 4th. It is currently 20 to 7 in the evening, and because I did not do anything yesterday, I felt like I should do a bit more today, which I did. I just had dinner. I ate pancakes for dinner because I had a very heavy lunch, and I watched a bit of Learn French with Vincent, which because I now have so many different sort of inputs, I don't watch as much Learn French with Vincent anymore, but it's still good. I watched something different than what I usually do, actually, because normally I just go through like the units he made like 5 years ago or something. But quite recently, he uploaded a video called 300 Phrases You Need to Learn Before This Summer, or You Can Learn During the Summer, or something along those lines. And it's literally an hour and 15 minutes or something of him just saying phrases in alphabetical order with an English translation on screen. Yeah, it's been very good. It's definitely very good for my sort of vocabulary practice, which I think is the biggest part of what I need at this moment. Just words. The grammar is cool and all, but for making myself understood at the very basic level, I think just knowing the words is more important, for now at least, than knowing the grammar. The grammar obviously is important as well, but that can come after the summer when I dive into this a bit deeper. Thursday the 5th, je mangeais du chocolat noir, which is very nice. I did a little bit of Duolingo today, but not a lot. I had a lot of other work to take care of first, and then it suddenly was 10 at night, and I didn't want to do much language learning anymore, so had just 30 XP of Duolingo. That was it for today. Tomorrow, I kind of have a free day, so I want to do a bit of catching up, a bit more Learn French with Vincent, probably, because I haven't done a lot of him. Like I think I said a couple of days ago, I haven't done a lot of Learn French with Vincent. So, gonna do that, and we'll see what else. I have basically skipped 2 days of recording this because it is currently Sunday, about 2 in the afternoon, and yeah, didn't do very well on the whole documenting thing. But the actual studying part went well. I did quite a lot of Duolingo yesterday, which was good, and on Friday I can't remember for the life of me what I did. Definitely something. Also, I realized that what I said on Thursday was kind of wrong. I said je mangeais instead of je mange. I did not conjugate the verb for je mange. But I was aware of that right after I stopped the recording and I watched it back. I was like, this is wrong. So there you go. I corrected it. Also, I watched a bit of Learn French with Vincent this morning. I'm saying this morning. My day started at 12. So that's also your reference. I've done about 2 hours of French today, which is pretty nice. But I watched a bit of Learn French with Vincent, and that I was having trouble with at the start of the week. I am not having as much trouble with anymore. So that is very good. I did about an hour of Vincent, and after that I did about an hour of Flash Academy, actually, because I'm starting to grow fond of the app. I really like that it gives you full sentences and short conversations at the end of every single lesson that you do, because that really gives you some sort of conversation and listening practice. So I'm really liking that. That's sort of an added bonus over what Duolingo does, I guess. I can't help but compare the two. They're both sort of similar caliber apps, just slightly different ways of approaching the learning thing. So I will still use both. I usually do Duolingo on my computer, actually. I don't like the Duolingo app all that much. So when I'm on my phone, I'll probably keep using Flash Academy, and on my computer, when I want to practice more intensely, I will use Duolingo. So yes, that is going to be it for this week. And I think for now it's going to be the last week, because next weekend my family is here in Trondheim, which means I won't have time to edit or film this sort of thing, or probably even to practice French properly. So I'm gonna leave you here. This was 4 weeks of French learning marathon. I, at this moment, don't feel like I'm very prepared for my holiday to France, but we will see, because I'll definitely keep going with this after my holiday, after I come back from vacationing. Actually, what my plan is for after the vacation is to keep this series going, but not just with French. So instead of doing an hour of French every day and documenting it, I will do an hour of language learning in general and document that. So on one day I might read Norwegian Harry Potter for an hour, talk about that for a little bit, and on another day I might Duolingo a bit of German for an hour and document that. So it won't just be French after summer, but again, because I'm going on vacation to France, I felt that that was kind of suitable for the start of this series, hence why it's called the French Marathon and not the Language Learning Diary or whatever. Those are my plans. I hope you have a very lovely summer. I know I will likely have a very lovely summer because I love going to France. And thank you very much for watching for now. And yeah, I'll see you after summer. Au revoir.